Hello. I'm okay. I'm about to have lunch. Sorry, I'm getting some messages from somebody. Hey, David. How are you? I got some chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A. Not the healthiest, but good. How are you, David? I know it's been a minute since I've done a live, but a lot of shit has happened in my life. I went to court. I did a whole video on it. That's good, David. I'll wait for that video. Last night I tried to record a reaction video, and yeah, I'm feeling fine. Do I look like I'm not fine? You don't have to call me host. You could just call me by my name. God, people are just driving by really close to my car. And I guess I fucked up yesterday when I recorded it, because I thought I could download the video that I was reacting to, but hello, apparently I need to do something completely different, so I need to figure that out, because I'm planning to react to videos of people getting arrested, because I always find those really funny. And once you have a long week of work, you want to just laugh, you know? But I'm having some Chick-fil-A. I just got my nails done. What do we think? Do you like them? I like them. My nail tech always kills it. Thank you. Aren't they cute? They're giving me very summer vibes. So I just left my nail tech out. Can I call you Lopez? Yeah. But I was just there with my nail tech for like 2 hours. I'm tired. I got there at 9. I just left like a few minutes ago. I'm tired. I'm hungry. How's everyone doing? I feel like I haven't been live in such a long time. It's wild. But yeah, I need to figure out how to record a reaction video. A friend recommended me to like record my screen from my laptop, and then then record my reaction. So I don't know, that seems a little, thank you, it seems like a lot of work. And I like to do things really simple here. After this, I need to go to Home Depot and get a few cleaning supplies. And I hope they gave me a straw. Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, I hope they gave me a straw. I'm shocked this Chick-fil-A wasn't packed. Maybe it's too early for lunch. I really wanted to come for breakfast, but I was too late. By the time I left my house, they were still serving breakfast, but I wasn't going to be able to make it to get breakfast and then, because I'm pretty sure it was packed here in the morning. There's a lot of commercial here, so. I hear like the ambulance or something. How are we liking my new piercings? I mean, they're not new, they're old. But I had to take them out because I had surgery. But last weekend, actually 2 weekends ago, I got them done. And I feel like I'm myself again. I feel like I'm me again. For the longest, I was like I look naked on my face. But not anymore. Do you like my Medusa? I put the OG one. This is the one that I always wear, and everyone thinks it's like a stone. I don't know if it's a real stone or a crystal. I just bought it on Amazon, and it came in a pack of like 5 or 6 different studs. But how's everyone doing? Bye, Mario. Thanks for leaving a comment. Thanks for watching. I love haters. I love them. I love them. They're amazing. Okay. But yeah, I did a whole story on my piercings. Because it was pretty eventful. I found some crazy shit. I guess I could tell you guys. So, I realized that this friend who did my piercings, I went to her house because, she worked at the shop that I usually go to get my ink done. I usually don't get piercings at this place because I feel like they overcharge. So I asked her, because she's not working at the shop anymore. She's working from home for something, like she's not working at a shop anymore, but I know she needed some extra cash. So I was like, hey, if you want, I can go over and you can pierce me, and you know, you can make some cash. And so I went over there. Her place is so fucking confusing. Like, this is the biggest fucking apartment complex I've ever been in my entire fucking life. It was wild. It had like fucking 4 entries to this fucking, I was like, damn. So she sat me down. She has the cutest puppy ever. And she pierced this one first. Smooth. Thankfully they were like not fully closed, but I don't trust myself like forcing a stud. And also the one that I like to use on my nose are not like the straight stud, and they're not the L shape. They're like the curve, where it's like an L, but then it's like it has a curve. So everything was smooth, and then she did this one, and it started to bleed everywhere. Like blood was dripping out to like down here. I'm shocked that I didn't get like my clothes, my shirt, but that has never happened to me before. And I realized that she's nervous and she's like scared. I was like, oh, I'm already here, I might as well. She helped me clean it up. She gave me a napkin, but I'm like, bitch, I can't see like where the blood is. I don't know what the fuck I just did. Okay. And so then she did this one. I felt like she kind of like was quick about it, because I had told her that I, like, when I originally got it, like the girl took forever. Like she took like the longest time. And when I want to get pierced, I want it to be fast. I don't need it to be 500 million years later, you know. I have 2 left. I can't eat anymore. Yeah, they are supposed to bleed, but this one was like, it was a lot. Like, usually it's just like very little blood, but this one was like dripping. Like, blood was like forcing out. Like, the pressure, it felt like when you get like a cut and it like you feel the pressure of like blood just coming out. That's what it felt like. And so I'm thinking that she may, when she like twisted it and put it, like forced it, she may have hit like either like a tissue that, you know, like maybe she like forced the what was already pierced before, or maybe she, like, I don't know, but that is usually never happens. And I've gotten my nose pierced like 4 or 5 times, okay? So I know. And it was blood like dripping. Like, I'm not talking about like just a little, no, it was like dripping all the way down to my neck to like down here. And I felt like I still had, yeah, it was bad. I still felt like blood was coming out from the inside. And so she like cleaned it up, but I feel like it was still like coming out. So I just was like, it's fine. I'll just, you know. No, I can't, right? I'm in the car. How am I supposed to do that? And she did my Medusa. Everything was fine. Then we went out to eat and she told me some crazy shit. So here's the crazy stuff that she was telling me. So the shop that she worked at, she worked for roughly like 5 to 6 years. I have been going to that shop since my second tattoo. And so I've been going there since like maybe like 2014, 2015, around there. And I always thought the shop was like, I don't have anything to measure myself, and I'm not gonna measure myself, David. I'm sorry. Crazy people outside. So I can't. I'm sorry. I have a lot going on today, David. I can't do that. Okay, I don't have time to do that today. But you know, I went to the shop because everyone that works there is Hispanic, and I like to help my Hispanic community. I'm Hispanic myself, and it just seems like a very clean place. It's a really cool shop. It's very spacious. Everyone has like their own space and everything. But she started telling me some crazy shit that happened. Okay, first thing she told me was that there was one tattoo artist who actually tattooed me. He did 2 tattoos on me. And I did notice what she told me. And it was that whenever he would be tattooing, he would be on the phone, he would be texting or calling his wife or FaceTiming his wife, and he was always touching the screen of like his phone or his whatever, his screen or whatever, and he was not cleaning his gloves. I did notice that when he was tattooing me, that did happen, and I just was like, I'm never going to him because he is not clean. And if you're getting ink or pierced, you need to have a shop that really cares about their, you know, their hygiene. Okay, the shop, personal. If you walk into a shop and it's a hot mess, run. They're not clean. Your tattoo will get infected. So his tattoo actually that he did to me did not get infected because I am very clean. And whenever I get like tattoos or piercings, especially when I had dogs and they slept with me, I was very careful. I would change my sheets every day. I would, you know, strip my bed and then remake it again with new sheets every fucking day for like a month. That's just what I like to do. I would use antibacterial soap and I would wash the skin or the area for 2 to 3 times a day. Okay, so my tattoo didn't get infected. I didn't just because I wasn't actually paying attention. You know, he wasn't paying attention to me. So I was just like scrolling through my phone. I kind of noticed like when he was like wrapping it up, and I was like, ooh, okay. But thankfully, nothing happened to my tattoos. The ones that he did, they came out perfect. And it wasn't like a big tattoo. They were flash. So not very much ink, not very much, you know, much going on. But I felt like, you know, if you're trying to win clients, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, you need to be very clean and, you know, with your shop. So she tells me that this was an issue that happened a lot, and people were complaining a lot when they would finish their tattoo with him, that they would tell her that they were not okay, that he was like touching the screen with his gloves and da 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 da. Okay, so she then tells me that this particular tattoo artist, he only did 2 tattoos same day. They were both flash, they were both little. So it wasn't like, I didn't like how he treated me, and I didn't like how he was working. I felt like he was rushing, even though it was a flash. But I just felt like it just was not what I thought the way anyone should be treated. I feel like, especially if it's a new client, like you're trying to win them over, you should be nice and respect them and, you know, give them your full on attention. But I felt like I was an invisible person to him, and so I never went back. But every time I would go back, he'd be like, hey, what's up, da da da, you know. He like was trying to get me as a client. I was like, I don't like your attitude, my dude. So then she tells me that one time when they went to go inspect the shop, there was an incident that happened. And yeah, yep, he did. I mean, that's why he doesn't have that many clients. Every time I went, he was never working. So, and I go there on Sundays, and when I would go get tattooed. So she tells me that the inspector came in there and he started checking. I'm 149 right now. And he started checking everyone's station. Not a lot of tattoo artists were there. I believe at that time there was 6 tattoo artists working there. I'm not really sure. But she said that 3 were not there. So only 2 had been there, and they were like one was setting up to work, and one was just like, you know, if a walk-in came in. But she says that she's talking to the inspector, and just, you know, like answering questions and everything. And he calls her over and he says, hey, can you explain to me why this person has expired needles and expired ink? Meaning that they were using, because he actually checked everyone's station and everyone in there had expired nails and expired ink. And when she told me this, I was like, this was my face. Yes. I was like, what? And she's like, what do you mean? And so she then starts to see that the materials that they had in their station, and the guy that was setting up for a client was using expired shit. I did not know how to answer. I didn't know. I was like, holy fuck. I was like in shock. I was like, what the fuck? And so he was like, I'm going to give you a fine for this because this is not okay. The guy that was setting up, he ended up leaving. And so they had to come up with an excuse. And the reason why he was leaving was because I believe he didn't have the right paperwork to be working there. So he didn't have like his certification to work as a tattoo artist. So he flee. And so they ended up getting 2 fines in one fucking day. And so then the same day, okay, the owner is not there. The owner is out of town. My friend is calling her because they need a specific document to show that they have everything in place for the shop to keep going, and she can't find it. She's like, I don't know where it is. She's calling her, she's not picking up. And she said, I'm going to give you, like, I'm going to put a warning, but next time I come, you guys need to have this fucking document, because then this shop will be shut down. And y'all, I was like, they are using expired shit. So, I'll show you guys. I have Amy Winehouse. I have this pinup. I have all this that's right here has been done by one tattoo artist, and his name is Julio. I've been going to him since my second tattoo. Obviously, I've gotten some ink elsewhere from other people, whatever, but I usually kind of just always go with Julio. And when he did all my other tattoos, everything was fine. Everything was fine. Like, I got no infection, none of that shit. But when he did the pinup, this one right here, crazy shit started happening with this pinup. Okay, for work, I wear long sleeves because I want to protect my tattoos from the sun, and also just because I work with chemicals and stuff like that. So I use, I protect myself from the sun and from chemicals because I don't want my tattoo to get fucked up. Okay, so after a week of this tattoo, I started to notice that in some parts of my tattoo, it was healing perfectly. Everything was fine. And then some parts, it looked dry. It looked, no matter if I put like, treatments on it, whatever, it just looked dry in certain areas. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that has never happened to me. And I have over 20 tattoos. So I was like, what the fuck? And so I never told him anything. I just was like, I'm just going to keep on treating it. I eventually did go to the doctor, and I was able to get antibiotics for a few days. And she told me this, and I'm like, now I know why this shit was starting to get infected, because I killed it before it got truly infected. But they were using, because it happened around the same time, they were using fucking expired shit, ink and needles on people. I literally lost my fucking shit. I was like, what the actual fuck? So I won't be going back there. I was gonna go back there because I like a girl who works there, but after finding out that shit, that they use expired shit on clients, no fucking way. No fucking way. That is so dangerous. That is so fucking dangerous. So I do have a client who, that's because you just said you pretty much had a routine to keep yourself clean and free from, yeah, like I am very strict. When I get a piercing, when I get a tattoo, especially back in the day, because I had my dog sleeping with me, I would strip my whole fucking bed in the morning, and I would let it air out, and then when I would come home from work, I would then put in new sheets and everything. I did that for like weeks, okay? Just because I used to sleep with my dogs, and I know dogs carry bacteria, and I just did not want my tattoo to be infected. I also kept the clear shit, that protector thing, for a week. I would keep it for a week, and then I would like get in the shower, and because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to warm it up and then start peeling it off very gently, because if you don't do that, then it could literally peel off the ink that they just put, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep the ink as much as you can onto your skin. But that was the only tattoo that gave me fucking issues. It was the only, everything else would heal quickly, fast, everything, but this one, my pinup, just would not fucking heal. Like it drove me crazy. And so that's why I ended up going to the doctor and getting antibiotics, and it eventually started to heal. Like, I was just like, what the actual fuck? Like, what? And so when she told me this, I was like, ding, 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 ding. He probably used expired ink or expired needles, or expired both things on me. And that's what happened. What happened with the reaction, because everything else healed perfectly fine. No issues. No problems. But my pinup I felt like it was just taking forever. And I have a tattoo bigger than this, right here. And it didn't take this fucking long. I was like, I never told him anything. I just was like, whatever, I didn't even tell my friend when she told me this shit. But I was like, Now I know. But anyways, I have a client who is a tattoo artist. And I asked him if he was willing to tattoo me. He said, of course, I'll give you a good discount. We just cleaned his shop, so he's really happy with how we left his shop. And so I just need to, like, yeah, I'm never going back to that place. Also, okay, I did go back for not for ink. I went back because before I went to Mexico to get my surgery, my weight loss surgery, I had to get certain piercings off my ears, and I couldn't get my medusa. I mean, actually, no, I could get my medusa off, but there was some piercings up here on my ear that I could not, like, I was trying everything I could, and I could not fucking get them off. So I was like, I'm gonna go here. I already knew that my friend Melissa had been fired, even though she gave her 2-week notice. They fired her on the spot. Like, she gave her 2-week notice and they fired her. They were like, you don't need to be here, bye, which I thought was rude as fuck. And then Julio got arrested and he got fired. I don't really know what really went down there, but I think he, like, his girlfriend, I don't know how bad, his girlfriend reported it and he's in jail. I mean, if he truly did this shit, he deserves to be there. There's nothing wrong with that. But he called from jail and the boss was like, you're fired. You can't come back. So I knew when I went that they were not working there anymore. But I told Melissa, I'm going to act like it's a pretty well-known shop, okay? So I told Melissa, hey, I'm going to go to the shop and I'm going to see what they tell me. Because I was very curious to know what they were going to say. Because they know that I go to Julio all the fucking time. And they know that I'm really close with Melissa. Okay, so I walk in. This shop is dead. It's Friday fucking night. It is dead. No fucking person is coming into the shop. And it's late. So it's like, there should be people there, you know? Okay. I walk in and I was like, oh, where's Melissa? Because Melissa would always be at the front. And they were like, oh, she doesn't work here anymore. With such an attitude where I'm like, I don't like this attitude. And then I'm like, oh, where's Julio? And they were like, oh, he also doesn't work here anymore. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I just need to get some piercings off. Like, that's it. I don't want to get anything else. Da da da. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I sit down, they take my piercings. One was like really stuck and like there was no gunk or anything. It was just stuck. Like Julio had really tightened it really, really tight. And I was like, okay. So I paid them the $20 and I didn't give him a tip because I didn't like the vibe in there. But the guy who took my piercings off, he knows that I'm a regular and that I give a good tip and all that shit. And he gives me a card that says 13% off on your next tattoo. And then he crosses it where it says 13 and he says, I can give you 40% off on your next tattoo, any size. And I'm like, I have never heard of a tattoo shop literally giving out cards and saying like, oh, it's 20% off, it's this percent off, it's this, like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah, just call the shop and I'll fit you in. And I'm like, okay. And I left and I text Melissa and I sent her a picture of what I was just given. And she was like, what the fuck? They have never done that before. And I'm like, the shop is about to close because it is dead. It is dead. And I'm really sad because there is some tattoo artists that are very, very professional. Like the girl, her name is Shine, and she is really, really fucking good. Like she does really amazing work. She's very clean. She's very organized. And I was planning to go back with her, but I don't want to give a penny to this shop. Like I do not want to give a penny to this fucking shop because the boss is so fucking mean and rude and nasty. Like I once was out in the streets. I was at a Day of the Dead event. My biggest tattoo that is on my arm, I had it for like a month or two. I want to say like a month. No, more like 6 months, I want to say, right? And my mom had gone to make a line at somewhere else because she wanted to get something else with her friend. And I was getting tacos. And I was like, I'll get us tacos. You get what you want, whatever. And so I was just ending my call with my mom because I was getting near the line and I needed to know what they wanted, what kind of tacos they wanted. Okay, bye, David. And so I end the call, and all of a sudden I feel someone touch my arm, like from behind me, and I'm like, I was like, who the fuck is touching me? And she grabs my arm like this, like, you know, like grabs it like this. And it's like, oh my God, that's such a beautiful tattoo. And I'm like, okay, thank you. And I'm just looking at her like, bitch, why the fuck are you touching me? I don't know you. I don't know where those hands have been. The fuck? And I laugh at my own self. But she then asked me who did it. I was like, oh, this tattoo artist, his name's Julio. And she lost her shit. She was like, oh my God, she got her tattoo done by my tattoo artist, and da 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 da, and then calls all her friends. And it's like, she went to my shop, look at this nice tattoo, da da da. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Why are we being so dramatic? It's just a tattoo. And she was like, oh my God, you need to go back, da 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 da, and all this shit, and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, I just want tacos, bitch. I don't want to have a full-on conversation with you, girl. I don't know you. I don't know her name. And she was talking to me like my ass knew her or something. And so I literally am like, what the fuck just happened? And then I saw her a few times at the shop. She would just happen to be there, and she just always had this like nasty attitude. And I'm like, I don't want to give money to the shop. Like, I don't want to give money to this bitch to live a better lifestyle. Like, so I might be getting tattooed by my client. Yeah, client. Chris, thanks for laughing. I'm like, is no one laughing with me? Am I just the only one laughing? But he's a cool guy. He's been tattooing forever, and I like his shop. It's a little bit more like claustrophobic. It's like really tight in there, but I love his work. He does very, very cool work. He's pretty well known here in Atlanta for doing like very like Japanese and all that stuff. But I was like, I don't know if, I mean, I've been thinking about getting like a dragon going up my leg or going up my arm, but I don't know if I can pull it off, you know. But I've always wanted a dragon. I love dragons. They're cool as fuck, and they give you luck, I think. But I need to just like message him and be like, I want this done, but we need to change a few things because I don't want to copy and paste, you know. I just want this is my idea. I want a sword here with, what's the style you vibe with the most though? Like in tattoos? What do you mean? I want a traditional sword with traditional flowers, and I just want it to be colorful. So for tattoos, I think for me it's very like pinup, very traditional, but I also have like very non-traditional. But my arm, like this whole arm is very traditional. I'll show you. Like I have the pinup, I have Miss Amy Winehouse and one of her songs in my bed. I have an L for my last name. Okay, well I can't do that. I'm too busy right now. And then I have two cherries. I can actually take my shirt off because I'm wearing a shirt, like a regular shirt under here. But why don't you report them since you're the one watching over there? But this arm is pretty much all traditional, and I really like traditional style. I like the heavy, like thick black detail. But Julio did this. This is the first tattoo that Julio did that was big. All my other ones that he did were small. But this, he makes traditional with modern. So the heart and the band is all traditional, and then the roses are modern. They're modern roses. They're like realistic roses. And then I got a bird because my uncle had passed away when I was like starting this, and I was like, I want to get a bird, and he did some more like modern realistic roses. And then I have the cherries, and then I have this one, lucky number 7, with a, why is it hot in here, with, you know, an ace and a diamond, because my dogs are named, thank you, an ace and a diamond, because my dogs' names were Ace and Diamond. Well, their name are Ace and Diamond, and it says always lucky because I was born on number 7, and I always wanted a shoe horse facing the, you know, this way. So but this is, I love this one. Everyone loves this one. It's dedicated to my mom, and it says something that she always says in Spanish, and she says you need to misbehave to have a good time. She always says that to me. She always tells me you need to misbehave to have a fucking good time. She always tells me that, and I think it's true. You know, you need to get in a little bit of trouble to have a good time. And then I have these. I got these when I was in a car wreck in 2023. I have a moon. This was the second tattoo that Julio did to me. And then I have these. They're like the play buttons, like for music and shit like that. A friend did that for free. And then everything else is on my leg or my back. But yeah, so I want to finish. I want to put a sword because I feel like I have the right size for a sword right here. And I want it to be with like flowers. I don't want roses. I feel like I have too much roses going on and I don't really like it. But I want a sword here, and then I want like some traditional flowers to go with it. And then I don't know what I'm going to do in between. Probably like some traditional stars or something like that to kind of like close everything in. But that's kind of the vibe. Now my other arm, I don't really know. I was thinking of doing the dragon going around my arm, and then like the face being like here on my chest or something. But I feel like it wouldn't make sense unless I wore a tank top, you know what I'm saying? So I might do like more traditional stuff here, and then do my dragon going up my leg, and then like the face being like on my hip or something like that. I would have to talk to him about it because he knows like placements better than me. He's the professional, I'm just the customer. And I need to figure out how much is all this gonna cost, because he is giving me a discount, but I'm trying to figure out how much of a discount he's gonna give me. But I love his work. He has really, really nice work. And he usually does like really big pieces, but I kind of don't want to do a big piece with him just because I want to see like if we're able to meet halfway. Like I show him what I want, and then he can come in and like, you know, make it his own style, because that's what I like to do. That's why me and Julio clicked so well, was because I would show him a picture of something that I wanted, the idea, the inspiration, and then I would go and tell him like, I want this, I don't like this, da, da, da. And then he'd be like, well, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, you know. And that's what it's hard to find, because sometimes you just go to a tattoo shop and you tell them I want this, and they will literally copy and paste and just tattoo you, not even ask questions. So, and I don't like that. I like being able to talk to my tattoo artist and tell them like, hey, I want you to put your style. And that's why Julio loved me so much, because I gave him the freedom to put in his style with my style, and it just clicked well. But yeah, so that is it for this live. I need to go do more of my errands, but thank you guys for watching. So you want the artist's unique style signature. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like when you go get tattoo done, you need to let your tattoo artist also do their signature shit too, because I mean, like, that's what a tattoo makes it different, because you can bring a picture and you can be like, I want this, but you can be like, put your signature in it, like what is your specialty. And his specialty is not just like Korean and all that stuff, Asian tattoos, but he does a lot of traditional pieces, and that's why I think it would go well if I go with him, but we have to see. Yeah, I feel like that's what makes a really unique tattoo, is you can bring an inspo, you can bring what you truly want, but you can then meet the artist halfway and be like, hey, you know, what do you recommend me? I've always said that, like, what do you recommend? Like, what do you think is gonna look? Because if you think about it, they work with people all the fucking time. They know what looks good, they know what's gonna last, they know what's going to suit you better than your own self. Okay? Because you don't know. You just like the picture. But you may not have the same skin tone as them. You may not have the same texture of skin as them. So you can bring in any picture and they can just tattoo it to you. But that's just, I feel like that's just lazy. I feel like you need to put in your style and their style in it to make it a special piece. But once again, not every tattoo artist works that way. Some are just there for the money and they're just like, whatever, sit down, let me tattoo you, and they don't really talk to you. And I don't like that. I like when you're talking to the tattoo artist and you're meeting halfway and you put in your style and their style together and you make a beautiful fucking piece. Because the ones that people tell me all of the time that it's the best piece that they've ever seen has been because me and Julio have met in the middle. Like when I wanted to do the heart shape, my traditional mom tattoo, I just wanted the heart. I wanted the banner and the heart. I didn't want color. I didn't want the roses. And he's like, I think it's gonna look cool. I think it's gonna look cool. Then don't watch. Bye. I think it's gonna look cool, and I think the tattoo turned out really fucking nice. I like it. It's the one of the most complimenting tattoo that I have, other than the bird or the pinup. People always compliment on my pinup. They're like, that she looks cool as fuck. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, I don't care. The bigger whatever, I don't care. I'm still talking. It's my channel. It's not yours. So yeah. It sucks that I found out much later that this happened. It would have been nice if she would have told me like when this all kind of occurred, so then I would have known. But you know, she was trying to protect. I'm not mad. Do I look bad? I'm still talking. But I wish she would have told me, but I mean, she was protecting the shop, you know. She's trying to protect her spot at work, which I don't blame her, you know. But I would have, like, if I saw someone regular and they're coming in here. Yeah. But I didn't know. I had no idea. I was like, maybe like I did something wrong. Maybe I didn't know. I didn't fucking know until that. I was like, that makes sense. That's why what happened, because it probably was most likely expired shit. And I'm happy that I caught onto it quickly, because it could have turned out real worse if I didn't pay attention to it. Because, you know, it could have gotten really bad infected. But I was able to stop it before it got, yeah. Like, we were eating dinner and she just saw she's like, are you okay? And I mean, I didn't tell her because she defends Julio. You know, that's like her person. But it's like, I was like, I didn't know what to fucking say. The whole time I was like, oh my God. And this happened more than once. Okay? This happened more than once. Yes, I own a business. Why do you care about my personal life? If you care so much, then you should watch all my videos. Be a subscriber if you care so much. Do you have a job? What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? Yes, I have a job. I hate when people do this. Like, I'm just over here trying to talk. You don't need to know my personal life. It's none of your business what I do. I own a business. But it's none of your business of what I do. There's some shit you don't need to know. Plain and simple. You didn't answer my question, so why should I answer yours? I know. I'm about to get it cut soon, so it's going to be short, but it's, look at the ghost roots. They're long as fuck. Because I'm eating lunch. Did you not read the fucking title, my dude? I just said, eat lunch with me. Can a person just not be in their fucking car? Jeez. Someone's life is fucked up. It ain't mine. I'm over here enjoying Chick-fil-A. I mean, I've been sipping on this. Did you not see? Like, go get a life, my dude. I'm doing errands. Swear to God, people don't have no fucking life. No fucking life. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for the hater. I love you. Thank you for hating and watching and leaving comments. That helps me out so fucking much. I love it. Thank you. Oh, I love when haters come in here. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for leaving a comment, and it's awesome. Bye. Thank you. Oh, I'm leaving, David. Bye. Sorry. You're a little too late. But the hater, thank you so much. You definitely need attention. Oh my God, you're such an attention hoe. So I'm just gonna give it to you, baby. Ooh, thank you so much for the hate comments. You just made my fucking day. You know when they say when a hater talks about you, you're doing something fucking good in your fucking life.